Hey, it's Dr. Monica. I'm getting up close and personal with you here. I want to share something with you that I've shared before in some blogs and things, but today I shared it with some of my colleagues, and they were like, "Whoa, that's so helpful to think about it like that." So I'm sharing it with you now. There's a shift that happens around perimenopause. Menopause is just a day, but then in postmenopause, that is like you've seen me share. It's like this portal. I want to share about what happens. One of the shifts that happens, I want to share it from an archetype point of view. I find it super helpful because you can start to see how you've been, say, contributing to being on a path of burnout, and how you can shift to a path of vitality just by understanding this and bringing new awareness. Because so our shifts have to start with a new awareness. So basically, there's 4 archetypes. The first archetype in women's wellness, so we all have all these archetypes to a degree. The first one is boss babe, warrior woman. Um, Maybe some of your partner might call you sergeant when you're in this mode. Uh, her first attention. So what makes each of these archetypes is partly where their attention is. Her first attention is on her to-do list. And she's on the path, and she's incredible. And like I tell people, I'm like, we want her when we're going camping. She's very valuable, and she gets a lot of shit done. And we want her and we love her. But her first attention is on her to-do list. So over time, if she's leading, it is the road to burnout, because 2 things: her attention isn't on herself. I mean, she might have like she might even have her workout and everything like on the to-do list just as a thing to check, but becomes very kind of unalive, like very robotic, and she's sort of ahead of life. Like, what's the next thing I need to do? What's the next thing? And so she's often feels quite lonely over time because she's disconnected with people. And I notice that I'm in my boss babe warrior when I get home and I've got, say, a big project going on, and I get home and I go past my little Maltipoo Annabelle Rose, my little dog. I walk by her and then I'm just like, okay, boss babe, like, my priority is connection overall. So it just kind of like alerts me to, like, okay, let me come back into presence. So the second one is Superwoman. Superwoman, her first attention is on everyone else's feelings, needs, and desires. She knows more about what her partner needs, about what her kids need, what everyone needs, um, than they do often. And she's got a huge heart, beautiful love for the world and humanity. But when she's leading the way, also it's the road to burnout. Why? Because she actually doesn't know what she needs. Her first attention has been on everyone else's, and so she's just not practiced in saying, like, what am I feeling? What am I needing right now? And so that's like a road to burnout, because there's no shortage of people needing help or support. So if she's not connected to what she needs to stay nourished and stuff, road to burnout for sure. And the thing is, it's so beautiful. Like, she's in the heart, and like I said, is very giving, but she's giving in a very masculine way. She's in the heart in a more masculine, like a yang way of giving, rather than the receiving and the feminine. So road to burnout, it really disrupts her hormones being in that state of over giving. So the next one is the goddess, and she also could be called she or L. It's just like it's like our essence, our full presence. But we'll just call her goddess for now. And the goddess's first attention is on herself. What is she feeling? What is she needing? Her second attention is on life. She's open to creative solutions for things. She's open to wonder and possibility. And her third attention is on others. So she kind of creates this field of connection with where her awareness is. Like, it's like she's not either or. Like, either I'm looking after myself, or I'm looking after my kids or my husband. She's not doing this old structure that we kind of grew up in, of like, they get their needs met or I get my needs met. She's very about being curious about how everyone's needs can be met, and how she can be included in her circle of care. So it's very much anding, which I really love. And she's just open to the fact that she is part of nature, and nature has these impulses for full blossoming, just like a rose seed has everything in it to fully become a rose. She knows that she in her has a blueprint, and there's things that want to come out, and that's part of nature. Nature wants that too. Life wants that too. So she's open for the clues of, like, what's lighting her up, where does her energy want to go. So she's really connected to life and to others. And the fourth one is the magical inner child. The magical inner child is this part of us that is super creative, and just kid, just like fun, goofy, unself-conscious, just like playful, wildly creative is one really big quality of this part. And this part needs to feel safe to be able to express, you know, the unique beauty and brilliance and everything of her. And often we all, like most people, have like someone that brings, if you're lucky, I guess, have someone in your life who brings that part out in you, or an activity that you do that brings that part out in you. Maybe you do improv or karaoke, or maybe you've got a friend who you're just so goofy with, and just like so unself-conscious, and just feel really free. Or an animal where who, like, I know sometimes I'll like talk to my dog in accents, and I'll play and dance. It's just where you feel totally free, letting letting that part have some airtime. So we've got those different parts. That part needs to feel safe in order to be able to express, because she's been, hurt or shut down in her life. Okay, so all of these are important. All of these are beautiful parts of ourselves. We all have a part. Maybe your goddess is in the dungeon and hasn't had the light of day, but she's very much in her senses too. So, like, ways, well, I won't talk about that now, but there's ways we can support in having the goddess lead, which is what I want to say next. Is that the arrangement that I think is most powerful, especially at midlife, is to really get that goddess in the lead. And I imagine the goddess in the lead, and she's got her arm around the magical inner child, supporting her, encouraging her, giving her the truth about her value and about her beauty, and creating spaces where she can express her gifts, and learn about her gifts, and just have fun. And then behind them is the boss babe warrior and the superwoman. And so everyone's sort of working together, but what's leading is the heart. It's very much the boss babe and the warrior and the superwoman are very much connected to the thinking, doing, connected to those masculine, more yang traits, and also and amazing. We've got a lot of stuff. We've done a lot of, we've accomplished a lot within that, done a lot of good in the world, but it's just not sustainable. And especially at midlife, when we hit menopause and the changes with the hormones, we don't have the hormones to buffer the stress in the way that they used to. So it becomes very important to get into alignment with ourselves, and to be connected to our own peace and source of energy. So yeah, so that's the configuration to move through, is to really get the goddess and the connection with the inner child leading, and the other two in the back. And all the retreats that I do ultimately have this as their intention, is to really help a woman be free to fully express herself, to expand her sense of connection, and ultimately her joy. Because when you are feeling connected, you are in your joy, and actually vitality just happens effortlessly. And that's something that I'm really exploring